engines, which is your traditional, and you've got, you've got that reliability there to know that that's been how we've always done things with automobiles. And now you've got some hybrid technology. I drive a plug-in hybrid, and what I like about it is I can get to Frisco and home and be basically on electric, but it will shift into petroleum if I need to use it. But long distance, I'm using my regular traditional gas model. The reason I'm talking about this is because with health insurance, one of the things that I have figured out to be the absolute best way and kind of give clients the best of both worlds on covering them for out-of-pocket cost, as well as covering, the gaps, is the best way is a hybrid model. It's not for everybody. Not everybody can afford it. Plus, not everybody can process the idea of a secondary coverage, right? But you're going to have people who qualify for a subsidy or want to do a high deductible short-term medical, and they want to do that to make sure that their coverage is good if something catastrophic happens. No longer do we sell insurance to be, yes, some people like their preventive to be covered, but at the end of the day, if they can pay $100 for a mammogram, would they rather their insurance cover that mammogram, or would they rather it cover them if they're in the hospital and have something catastrophic happen? So you've got a combination of different products available. And as you've heard me talk, I'm very, very, very set in my ways as far as making sure that my clients have coverage for the major stuff. I would rather them be out the $100 for the mammogram, but have the coverage if they have a brain aneurysm and are in the hospital for 45 days or have a stroke or so on and so forth. And so what limited benefit plans do, if you sell just a limited benefit plan, is they only cover, and you've got to read the fine print on policies, because there's short-term medical that also have limits like $2,000 a day and so on and so forth. But whenever I talk about the hybrid model, to me, it's the best of both worlds, because it does give people, you have those clients that complain, they're like, oh, my deductible's $10,000, so my insurance really isn't doing anything for me. So they don't see that they're protected for the major stuff, because the major stuff is not what's happening on a day-to-day basis, right? It's the doctor's visits, it's the preventive, it's the maybe the ER visit here and there, the urgent care visit. Of course, if you've got kids, you're always going to have trips to urgent care. And so those are the things that the indemnity plan is a secondary, and what I call the hybrid. I'm personally covered on a hybrid. I've got my what I call my major medical plan that's there that, I get the network pricing, la-di-da-di-da. But for my expenses on what I'm actually using, like doctor's visits and urgent care and x-rays, and I've got 2 sons, so I'm using my indemnity plan. And to be honest, my indemnity plan is not really, they're probably breaking even at the end of the day on what I'm paying versus what they're actually getting to keep. Plus, I have it there in case somebody's in the hospital. The indemnity plans, the access plans with Allstate, are going to give a client money that pays them if they want to go that direction. So there's 2 different ways. They can show it at the doctor, or they can file the claim themselves, but it does have its own network. So there's 2 caveats to this. In states like Texas, where the ACA is HMO, and even the Blue Cross, which is the biggest network, is still limited on certain things. Sometimes people will want to go to a different doctor that's out of network, and then they have no coverage if they go to that doctor out of network. So this is an opportunity. I have a client I just sold this way 2 weeks ago, where they qualify for Obamacare, they qualify for the Affordable Care Act on Marketplace, they have a 0 premium on Marketplace, and they wanted the ability to be able to use some of the doctors they've used for years. They're 60 years old, and they have their doctors they like. They also see the value in good health care, and of course they're going to take the tax credit if they get it, right? So that what I like about, you're going to hear me every week talk about this. What Allstate offers us as a vehicle, as a tool, as an insurance option is pretty amazing. You've got a quoting site that you can build literally whatever bundle of products you want. So if there's somebody that is Affordable Care Act, you do that, and then you can bundle together. I say sell the plan enhancer no matter what you're selling. Sell the plan enhancer on every single thing. That's the one we've talked about multiple times, multiple weeks. It's an easy sell. The accident medical expense is what I call the core benefit of that, and then you can add from there. I also think cancer plans are extremely important. Cancer, heart, and stroke plans are very important, or critical illness and TriOmed. So not to take away from any of that, but what this does is take with the health access plans, what this does is take this to a whole nother level. Because now your clients, whether they're doing an Affordable Care Act plan, which by the way, I think, and I don't know this for sure, but I'm sure the max out of pocket on most of those plans for 2024 are going to be around $9,500. They were $9,100 on the bronze plans this year. But you're going to find if you go quote a bronze plan on the marketplace, and then you go quote and add in an access plan, a lot of times it's going to be less expensive than going and adding a silver or a gold plan. But the crazy thing, unless they get cost sharing reduction, which reduces their max out of pocket on a silver plan because they're low income, unless they get that, the max out of pocket, even on a gold plan in many cases, yeah, they get a low deductible, but it's still $9,100. So what protects the backside? But then they're paying more in premium to go to that gold plan. Now there's some exceptions. If somebody's pregnant, or if somebody has chronic conditions and they need a really, they're going to the doctor every 5 minutes, or they have a pending surgery, then maybe a gold plan makes sense, right? But for your healthy person that qualifies for maybe a zeroed out bronze plan, adding the access plan gives them an additional network. That's PPO, by the way. So they get the best of both worlds in that way. And you can build this how you want it. Now, one of the things I love about the Allstate is the value plan has a guaranteed issue option. Now, it's not going to cover pre-existing conditions. Almost nothing does, right? For the first year, but it does cover anything new that comes up. So you've got the option to build this how you want with the price point. So like the value is a great add-on for an ACA plan. If they get admitted to the hospital, they get a $500 benefit 3 times a year, and then they get $1,000 per day. It increases. Now, if they're in for an injury, it's $2,000 a day. So it gives them a little bit of both worlds. They also are going to get, a couple of doctor's visits at $50 for your healthy person. That's okay. If they have a surgery, they're going to get a benefit there. And you guys can see this brochure here. That's just the value. If you go to the fundamentals, which is a little bit pricier, you're going to get 4 visits, $75. So it's almost like giving them the ability to get a copay. With a lot of the network pricing, $75 is going to cover their visit. You get, $2,000 a day if you're in the hospital, plus an admission of $755 per year. So you're giving them the benefit of this. I had a senior that I put an indemnity plan on, and I did the lowest level because she wasn't real high income or whatever. I basically was just covering her Advantage plan on it with the indemnity. She went to the hospital for COVID, and then she went back in the hospital for something else completely unrelated. And she was like, give me the maximum indemnity that you possibly can. So clients absolutely see the value, and they're willing to pay for it, especially once they've used it. And so understanding that you have the ability, I call it the hybrid model. I tell my clients, you can do this, or we can put you on the hybrid, which is the best option, because you're getting the best of both worlds. You're getting day one, $1 for doctor's visits. You're getting urgent care visits. You're getting hospitalization coverage. You're getting surgeries, all of the things that could come up unexpectedly. You're getting coverage for this. And by the way, there's no coordination of benefits. So all of the plans pay in addition. So if they also have an accident plan, they're getting that payout. I have an indemnity plan for another reason. I'm a single mom. If I'm in the hospital or my kids are in the hospital, who's working? Who's paying the bills? Nobody. I mean, granted, I'm in insurance, I have a little bit of residual padding there, but it's still going to affect my at the end of the day, if I can't get clients called back effectively, it's still going to affect that income. So this would pay per day in the hospital. So if somebody has a long-term hospitalization for a sickness or an injury, they're getting this even when their max out of pocket is hit on their short-term medical or on their ACA plan. And you can build these as much as you want. You can see there's a guaranteed issue option over here, so you don't have to. I don't encourage you to default to the. I don't encourage you at all to default to the guaranteed issue, because the guaranteed issue, number one, is lower commissions. It's also lower benefit. If someone qualifies for the underwritten, write them on the underwritten plan. But this is a great tool in your toolbox to add to your Allstate bundles for those people qualifying for subsidies, or for your people that you come across that are short-term medical options. So when you guys are, if some of you are working in Walmart stores over the next couple of months, this is something that you can absolutely add on. It's a great add-on. I see that a lot of people are selling the Plan Enhancer, which I see as an every sale product. The Plan Enhancer is absolutely an every sale product because it's easy, it makes sense, and accidents are your number one thing to have claimed on. But for your clients who are wanting a little bit more than just a high deductible, short-term medical plan or catastrophic marketplace plan, this is an incredible add-on, and you can literally add it based on their budget. And if you take it even a step further, they have the Fundamentals Plus and the Enhanced Plus. Their benefits get really, really good. You could even do a $25,000 deductible short-term medical. And by the way, in states that you can lock that in for 3 years, you can lock that in for 3 years, do the Fundamentals Plus or Enhanced Plus. So they're mainly using this. And then at that point, the short-term medical only becomes basically like a Hail Mary, something major has happened, but it's still giving them that network discount of Aetna or Cigna, depending on which one is the better price point for your market. Because Allstate does have short-term medical that are Aetna, and they have Cigna, and then it's like states like Texas is just Aetna, but then in Oklahoma you have a choice, Aetna or Cigna. So you have a couple different options. So they get the network pricing on the short-term medical, but then they're getting the day one $1 coverage on this. That again is what I call the hybrid model. And then of course you have the Plan Enhancer, and those you can build a really nice suite of products, putting together 4 or 5 different products, covering them with critical illness, covering with the Plan Enhancer, and then giving them the first aid dollar benefits, and then also making sure to add some kind of high deductible or bronze marketplace plan or something to cover them above and beyond what the limited benefits are on the indemnity plan. So this is a great tool in your toolbox. Again, I call it hybrid because it's just like a hybrid vehicle where you can use the electric or you can use the gasoline. And we know the gasoline is the one that's giving you the longest trips. So that's why I call it hybrid. And I tell my clients it's a hybrid. Imagine a hybrid. This is the best way to be covered because you're getting the best of both worlds. You have the ability with the Allstate quoting site to go and build multiple proposals. I was actually talking to somebody the other day who was trying to figure out which proposal, figure out how to build a bundle. And I said, well, we'll do 3 side-by-sides and see which one makes the most sense. Go and add this, this, and this, and then go add this, this, and this. You can do the Plan Enhancer, the hospital expense plan, and then the cancer, heart, and stroke, and then you can go side by side and add the rider to the Plan Enhancer and see which one looks like the better value and explain the differences to the client. Part of this is going and getting familiar with the products. And of course, we have amazing Allstate reps with Chaz and Lisa and Maha for the senior. And now Kevin, we have amazing Allstate reps that are there to help you do a deep dive into all of these products and get familiar with everything that they have to offer. But there's no easier way to build a bundle with marketplace plans, nor with the short-term medical. And I do want to go back. I want to make sure that you guys are all aware. I want to make sure, can y'all see the screen with the bonuses on there now? Did it just switch when I switched? I'm making sure that I've got that. Okay, so I want to go back and cover the bonuses that are available, because I have never in 10 years seen bonuses this big put on the table. Oh my gosh, this is crazy. We're gonna make a lot of money. Just tell Allstate you're gonna make a lot of money. Like it's just absolutely phenomenal. And of course there is the Cabo trip, and everything except for short-term medical is 2 times accelerated. And as far as your access plan, your Plan Enhancer, your cancer, heart, and stroke, your TrioMed, all of those are 2 times. Medicare supplements are 2 times accelerated on the Cabo trip. You've also got the Elevate rewards. If you've been selling Allstate, you've been getting emails, you have this many rewards. That's literally just a shopping mall where you can go and buy things with those points. But these bonuses are for Q4 are amazing. Now, I will say this: if you're quoting a short-term medical plan, those rates are going to have a rate reduction. and a lot of states is 7.5%, I believe, for October 1st. You're not going to be able to see it or write it until October 1st. So like I have a client that I'm writing on short-term medical, and I'm calling her October 2nd, which is a Monday. I don't typically work on Sunday. So I'm calling her on the October 2nd because she's a November 1 coverage. So I'm giving her that discount. And she's only in 8 months. So it's not about the bonus. She's going to be aging into Medicare. So the thing with these, the bonuses is if you sell, and I would encourage, and this is another reason why you want to sell 36 months if you're doing short-term medical. So again, when you take in that client information sheet, you've heard me talk about the intake form. I have a jot form. I know other people have a handwritten one, different. Basically, the reason I have it is because I forget to ask certain things because I get chatty on the phone, and it streamlines my time to just say, hey, fill out this form real quick. And then once you fill that out, I'll have the information to build the quote. I can look at it and go, okay, is this going to be marketplace, or is this going to be somebody that I'm going to be looking at selling a short-term medical plan to? With the government coming down, it's an indirect thing. It goes back and forth. We've gone from being able to sell 12 months to only being able to sell 3 months to over 10 years of this. I've seen different administrations make different changes. Then when Trump came in, now they have 3 years, and we still have that. We still have 3-year options. However, that could change for a period of time, and that is actually on the table to change that back to 3 months. So you want to give your clients the longest term plan. If you're going to go off marketplace, the longest term short-term medical you possibly can. And the good thing is you don't have to rewrite it. And I'm also going to say the 36-month fixed pricing short-term medical plans, you're going to continue to have first-year renewals during this bonus period. So not only is Allstate giving you a huge bonus for selling these plans, but you're locked in for that residual, 20 whatever percent it is for the entire term of the policy. So you're not getting the renewal amount of like 10%, you're getting the full amount. So you have an incentive to go ahead and get that client locked in for 3 years. And if you're like me, the longer that I get residual on the higher side, the better, because it means I can go sell to more clients, and I'm still actually building to my nest egg, my residual income. And that's what this business is about. So when we look at this is on the short-term medical, and then I'm going to go back over to the bonuses on the ancillary, the supplemental products. 36-month rate lock plan is a $600 bonus. Now you need to sell 15, but guys, it's open enrollment. If you're at a Walmart and you're working it effectively, or you're talking to your book of clients, you're going out and you're getting your referrals, you're marketing a BNI like we've talked about, you're talking through Chamber of Commerce, you're out doing the deal. 5 a month of people who don't qualify for tax credits, or maybe they qualify but it's too small of a tax credit, that are healthy, is not that big of a deal. You've got October, November, and December, and there's a potential these could get extended if the term when the government makes the changes happens, like January 15th or whatever. They would extend it for a little bit longer. But a $600 bonus, sell 15, that's $9,000. You sell 50, that's just, and this is not including the stack. That's not even including adding the access plan, or adding the plan enhancer, or adding dental, which everybody and their dog wants dental. So $600 bonus. The 24-month rate lock is a $400 bonus. The 36-month renewal is $500, and 24-month renewal is $350. A 12x2 is $350. The only one that's lower is the 12 months, and that's because Allstate is putting their money where their mouth is, and they're going after to keep that business on the books for not only you, but for them. The other part of cross-selling and having multiple policies on the books is, guess what? The more policies, it's proven, the more policies that you have a client written on, the longer they're going to be calling you. If you're just writing somebody on an ACA plan, you're missing the boat. You're absolutely missing the boat, because the next time they renew, they're going to go on down the street, or they can go wherever they want, or renew themselves, or whatever. And those of you who are working in the Walmarts, let's be honest, Allstate is the one that's putting this program together. Allstate's not only where you're going to make the most money selling to Allstate, not just the marketplace plans, but it's also, you need to be in there to sell Allstate. We are looking for people who are going to be cross-selling and building that value bundle for their clients to be sitting in there selling that. So if you're uncomfortable with it, you really should reach out to Chaz or Lisa and schedule a one-on-one time to find out how to stack, or even, I'm happy to help as well. I have people call me all the time, text me, or Facebook message me, because I always have Facebook up when I'm working and when I'm not working. That basically allows you to message me and say, hey, this is the bundle I'm working on. What do you think? Or do you have any suggestions? And I'll help with that. So my sales process and the way that I'm able to successfully stack on every single sell, it might be one product or two, but it's still some kind of stack on every single sell, is I get the information sheet. When I'm not on the phone with the client, they're not there. I've got that information sheet. I review it. I build 3 options, and then I present. And then if I have to modify or tweak the options, I will. You're not going to sell more after the fact. If you go and you go, oh, I'm going to write them a marketplace and then I'm going to come back around, it's not going to happen. You have to quote it right then, right there. Here's the package I've built for you, and this is where the value is in that. If this happens, you're covered here. If this happens, you're covered here. This is, and for the access plan, I tell my clients, this is the hybrid model. Just like a hybrid vehicle, you've got your policy that's going to protect you for major stuff, and then you've got your day one $1 coverage here. The beauty of that is you also have a secondary network, so that gives you that. So this is the short-term medical bonuses. Now let's talk about the other. So on the supplemental, the dentals are 30, the cancer, heart, and strokes are 30. Hospital expense protection, which you've heard me rave about the price point on that over and over again. Even for a low-cost bundle, the hospital expense protection, it should be added to every bundle, even for someone who can only afford maybe $100 worth of add-ons. Plan enhancer, hospital expense, all day, every day, even on your low-income clients, because it's going to cover, the Plan C covers $5,000 in hospital and $2,500 in observation coverage. So you're protecting that deductible or max out of pocket. Even on your cost sharing plans that maybe only have a $5,000 max out of pocket, they're protected there. Plan enhancers 50. Every single sale should include the plan enhancer, hands down, easy sell, like $40 all day, every day. If you've seen how many accident claims that I've had in 10 years with my clients, you would always be selling the plan enhancer. And it's not for a lot of us. Make sure you specify. A lot of clients assume it's like car. It's not for car. Go break your leg on a trail, or do like me and nearly broke my tailbone flying off a pull-up bar, which is because I do CrossFit, or kids in sports, or with concussions. My son had a concussion. The accident policy covered the entire $4,000 bill, so I didn't pay anything. Those are the type of values that clients are going to see and value from that. TrioMed is a $50 bonus. The health access is $70. And then of course, in markets that maybe have the specified care plan and you have the health access, you can do a $100 bundle. So you get these in addition to short-term medical. So if you go and get 15 short-term medical plans and you get your $9,000 bonus there, they should also have either the access or the plan enhancer or both on there. You should still be making another $150 bonus on each one of those short-term medical plans. I mean, that's insane bonus. It's like, that's just crazy. And I'm so grateful that Allstate's put that out there on the table for you, because especially if you're getting this business started, I made a lot of money writing out bonuses when I was first getting started, and I wanted that front end money. And the bonuses are going to pay within 100 days. Now the policies all have to be on the books 90 days, 3 paid cycles, and then they qualify. I'm going to ask Lisa or Chaz if y'all want to add anything. I saw y'all on the call. I want to see if y'all wanted to add anything to this.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Val, for doing this as always. I think it's really good to kind of get the information not from the carrier rep to begin with. I think it always helps. Lisa and I tell people all day why we think they should sell Allstate and everything else, but from our standpoint, we obviously are we're Allstate employees, so it's easy for us to say that. But to have it come from someone like you, who obviously writes a ton of business with us, it's awesome. But yeah, I would just say take advantage of these bonuses. I put in the chat all the states where the 24 and 36 month bonuses are available, as well as I put our team page link. So if you go to my most recent comment, click on that one that says keep.page. Bunch of ugliness. If you click on that, you can actually go in and select under webinars all of our open enrollment prep sessions. So those are going to be over and under 65 walkthroughs of system, products, everything you need to know. And then we also have a few Medicare specific sessions that are coming up too. The most recent, or the one that's going to be soonest, is going to be Friday at 11 a.m. Mountain Time. So I would just say register for those webinars. We're going to give kind of a full overview of everything you need to know about, any of these. And then, Val also has posted on the Facebook page. So I would just say, don't let anything go unasked. Don't let any questions that you have go unasked, because Lisa and I definitely want to help you make as much money as humanly possible during this open enrollment. And again, if you write 5 36-month rate locks a month, October, November, December, you're going to make $9,000 in bonus, plus your normal commission, plus whatever you make on stacks. Like, this is the time of year for you all to go out and make a ton of money. Take advantage of it for sure. So thanks, Val.
Yeah, absolutely, Chaz. And it's interesting because I actually came from and was trained from day one that go high deductible. And I came in the year before the ACA and Obamacare came in, so I had to get used to selling underwritten plans. And of course, like I'd always heard, you're programmed as a child, right? So I was always programmed. My mom would always talk about how great these benefits, this health insurance was with this group. And back then, like in college, I had worked at a bank and had a $500 deductible. So then I go and I'm taught to sell a $10,000 deductible with a stack. At first, my head was going to explode until I really got it. And I was like, wait a second, hold on a second. When I started running the pricing, because I'm so analytical and mathematical, I was like, oh my gosh, they may not even hit a $2,000 deductible, but they're paying the premium like they would. So going to a higher deductible, and you're going to see this, if you go play around with price points and you go look at what it is to sell someone a $3,000 deductible versus a $6,000 deductible, it's going to come out to like $300 more a month. So it's like, wait a second, but the max out of pocket on a lot of the plans are still the same. So at the end of the day, if they're in the hospital for any length of time, they're out $9,100 unless you do a stack. But yet their premium is more to get a lower deductible. So really think about that, and kind of, if you're programmed that way, change your wiring to be like, wait a second, this makes sense, because they can get the day $1 coverage, even if you do a $10,000 or $25,000. I'm not scared of a $25,000 deductible, and a lot of your high income people are not either. They can afford that. They're wanting the $1 million worth of coverage that a short-term medical plan offers. They're wanting the high-end stuff covered, but they do like the day $1 stuff covered, so they feel like they're getting a benefit. And I'll tell you, my clients that I've put plans like Access on there and the Plan Enhancer and those type of things, they've been my client since the very beginning. And it's because once they use it, they go, wait a second, I didn't understand what you were talking about, at first. But wait, you're telling me I'm getting this? Okay, yeah, absolutely. And then they realize it, and once they use it, they're never going to another agent. Doesn't happen. They move to another state, they ask me to get licensed in that state because they don't want to go to anybody else. I mean, that says a lot. That's why I have like 18 state licenses, because I get a state license because it's $50 to add and continue servicing that client. It's worth it. So if you haven't joined the Facebook page, I try to post as soon as the recordings become available. We have a YouTube site with North American that has an all-state section that the calls that I've done are that I've recorded. So at the beginning, I was forgetting to record them, but today's was recorded. Last week's, the last several weeks have been recorded. All of those are getting posted to that all-state YouTube page, so that you can go back and listen to the calls. You can also reach out to me. You can reach out to Chaz. You can reach out to Lisa. Get on Chaz's extra calls he's doing. I'm so grateful that he's doing that to offer, that, because we really want you to have a huge and successful selling season, make a killing on these bonuses, and just really be able to provide so much value to your clients and knock this out of the ballpark. And those of you who are new, you're going to totally, it's like getting baptized by fire. Like, you're going to just totally go, whoa, I get it. And once you get it, your income just continues to go up and up and up from there. And so I want to reiterate, if you're going to be in a Walmart, yes, you have to have the 2 ACA contracts. You have to have the Allstate contract, which of course you wouldn't be on this call if you didn't. But you can't just sit in Walmart and sell just ACA. You have to sell Allstate too, or you're not going to be invited back next year to sell, because Allstate is the one that created this opportunity for us. So make sure that if you're struggling with it, that you reach out and you talk about, how do we do this? And a lot of this is just becoming confident in your products and yourself and your belief level, because you can tell when I'm talking about this that I believe in it. 100%. There's no question. Every call. So you guys have a great day. I will get this call recording up so you can go back and listen to it. Go join the Facebook page. If you need to order Allstate banners or flyers or brochures, make sure you're going back to do that on the NAIS store, and reach out if you need anything. You guys have a good day.